Kurt Angle recently took part in his farewell match at WrestleMania 35 against Baron Corbin. A great career ended that night, perhaps not in the fashion people would have liked, but I decided in light of that we will take a look back at the career of Kurt Angle and how truly good he was. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Superstar Ratings. Before we start, please make sure to like, share and piledriver that subscription button. And in today's episode, we look at the Olympic gold medalist known as Kurt Angle. In Superstar Ratings, we'll take 10 aspects of a WWE superstar and rate them out of 10, equaling a total of 100. These aspects are moveset, finisher, selling, character/gimmick, promos, entrance, physique, athleticism, classic matches, and finally, credibility. Let's begin with moveset. Kurt Angle had a wide variety of moves within his moveset. Some say he was the originator of Suplex City before Brock Lesnar took the reins in 2015. This is due to him having many suplexes within his arsenal, including German suplexes, belly-to-belly suplexes, obviously regular suplexes. His best move was definitely, best move within suplexes, is when an opponent would get to the top rope and Kurt would run up the ropes and hit a belly-to-belly suplex, sometimes an arm drag, but usually a belly-to-belly suplex from the top rope. I mean, he would be down on the floor, opponent would be on the top rope, and Kurt would be in a down position, and all of a sudden, within 3 seconds, Kurt had thrown him off the top rope with a suplex. One of Kurt Angle's main moves that people noticed early on in his career was his moonsault, which to this day is the best moonsault in wrestling history. He did one for the first time in WWE in, had to be 15 years at WrestleMania 35, and still, even in his 50s, it still looks stunning. The height he would manage to get was crazy. Also included in Kurt's moveset was his submission moves. He would have a variety of submission moves. You can see this in matches against Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, aka the Unmentionable. The way he would transition into different submission moves seamlessly. He picked up the game so quickly, and he was having classic matches within a year of debuting. Overall, I'm going to give Kurt Angle a 10 out of 10 on his moveset, just because he had everything. He had technical, he had high flying, he had brawling, he had every single aspect you would want in a moveset. Let's move on to finishers. Kurt Angle had 2 finishers in his arsenal. He had the Angle Slam and the Ankle Lock. The Angle Slam is a very underrated move in my opinion. It always looked good, especially from the top rope, and he could get people very high up. It always looked good when he picked up a big guy like Brock Lesnar or The Big Show, or even The Undertaker. His other move is of course the Ankle Lock, the one which everyone remembers. Other superstars have used it since Kurt, including Jack Swagger. It's sad that most people remember Jack Swagger using the Ankle Lock than anything in Jack Swagger's entire career. Of course, also Asuka uses the Ankle Lock from time to time, especially during her run in NXT, before she got killed on the main roster like every NXT star. So overall, I'm going to give Kurt Angle, again, a 10 out of 10 for this. I mean, he's going to get a bloody high rating at this point. We move on to selling. There's nothing much I can really say about Kurt Angle's selling. Nothing really shined out at me, really. But nothing was bad, or nothing was horribly bad either. The one great thing I could say about his selling is his near falls. When someone was going for a pin and you'd get to that 2 count, every single time, even when you knew that Kurt Angle was winning the match or that he had no chance of losing, somehow he would make you believe that it was going to be a 3, because he would wait until the very last nanosecond to kick out. So just for that alone, I'm going to give Kurt Angle an 8 out of 10. His first time dropping points. Character/gimmick. Kurt really transitioned a lot during his career. He could play a great face, he could play a great heel, he could play funny, he could play serious. He could do he was a jack of all trades. When he started, he was more goofy for his first couple of years. He would do the comedy stuff and he'd do it really well. I remember during his, I think it was his debut match, or one of his first matches, his first main matches, he'd stand out at the announce position and he'd pick up the mic because the whole crowd was booing him. Because he was coming in here, I'm a real athlete. I'm a real, not like these losers, I'm a real athlete. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. And the crowd booed him for that because, you know, he's being very patronising. So he's on the outside with everyone booing him. And he just picks up the microphone and goes, "You do not boo an Olympic gold medalist. I'm your hero. I'm your hero. I'm an American hero. You do not boo me." Of course, this amplified the boos, as it usually does. After that, he turned face around 2001, became Olympic hero, American hero, good old America. He played the face really well and everyone loved him. His next major gimmick change was when he got injured, and he became SmackDown General Manager, you know, heel Kurt Angle manager, heel SmackDown manager. And again, he played it to perfection. Everyone hated him, but also everyone wanted him to get back in the ring. During his end of his run in WWE, he became the Wrestling Machine on ECW. Not many people remember this gimmick. I do remember it mainly because I know he changed his theme song. They remixed his perfect theme song, and the intro is pretty good. And they changed the "You suck, you suck." They got rid of that, which basically killed him dead. Well, not killed him dead, but killed his entrance dead, more like. So again, because he could play a face, heel, serious, fun, he could play anything you wanted Kurt to do, he was there for it and he could do it well. I'm going to have to give him a 10. There's nothing below that I could give him. Now we move on to promos. Much like his character and gimmick, he could do any sort of promo you wanted. He could be funny, he could be serious, goofy, whatever you wanted him to do. He was there. He had great comedic timing. He could do the, angry, vicious promos, and he's definitely had some memorable promos over the years. I can remember a time with The Undertaker, when he's trying to apologise to The Undertaker, because I believe he was celebrating a victory and he threw milk over The Undertaker's motorbike. Of course, Undertaker, very protective over his motorbike, not very happy that Kurt did that. So Kurt comes out to apologise, Undertaker, if that is your real name, as the kids on the streets say. My bad, with hair quotes. But don't worry, Undertaker, I got you a brand new, sleek scooter. And he comes out with a massive helmet on this crappy little scooter and starts revving it and just goes, "I feel like a real badass on this thing. Yeah!" Of course, Undertaker literally, runs out to kill Kurt, and Kurt tries to ride away on the scooter. Doesn't work, so he just leaves it and runs off, and of course Undertaker destroys the scooter. Another one of his many great promos was the New Year's Revolution 2006 promo, which is both the best promo in wrestling history and the worst promo in wrestling history. The whole premise of it is he can say anything he wants and people will still cheer him. I'll play the audio here.
First of all, I'd like to say that I hope the U.S. loses the war in Iraq.
Me too.
And while I'm at it, I think the greatest country in the world is France. What do you think?
Oui, oui.
And truth be told, I'm not a very big fan of the black people. And if I would go back in time, the one person in history I'd like to make tap out would have to be Jesus.
Who do you ever meet?
Kurt, what are you talking about?
The point is, I can say anything I want to these idiots, and they'll still cheer for me. Sure, when I first come out, they'll chant, "You suck." But after a couple seconds, I got them in the palm of my hands. They give me a standing ovation every time. And why is that? It's like a dog knows when a storm's coming in. Everyone, all these fans know that I am the greatest wrestler in the world.
Jesus, he would never, ever get away with doing that now. For all of this, I'm going to give Kurt a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't put him among the best in the world at promos, so I can't give him a 10, but I am going to give him a 9, just to be fair to him. Now we move on to entrance. Kurt Angle's entrance is absolute perfection. From the theme song, to his pyro, to his mannerisms, to everything. Just everything clicked and worked. I remember once on the original WWE Originals album, they had a remix to Kurt Angle's theme song with Kurt Angle singing it, called I Don't Suck. You know, it'd be like, I don't suck, I don't suck. And in that, he has a rap verse, which is probably the worst rap verse I have ever heard. And I've listened to Macho Man Randy Savage's rap album. Anything you can do, I can do better. Even when I rap more better. It's like this body when wrapped in leather. Perfection. And it gets no better. Decipher that for yourself. Even though Kurt never wore leather. So bad, but so good at the same time. I'm going to give Kurt 10 because I don't think you can do any better than his entrance. Physique. Kurt's physique back in the day, absolute beast. Now, his posture is definitely gone. Like he looks, his spine looks bad. He's like the Undertaker, it just doesn't look good. He's not out of shape low, so I'm not going to give him a low rating. But I can't give him a 10 or a 9 due to his body breaking down so quickly. So I am going to give Kurt Angle an 8 out of 10 in this. Athleticism. I can't possibly give Kurt anything but a 10 for athleticism. He's Olympic gold medalist, the only Olympic gold medalist in WWE history. I know other superstars have competed in the Olympics, including Chad Gable, who failed miserably, and Mark Henry, who came bum last both times. World's strongest man coming last in the Olympics twice. He's one of the best athletes in history, and for that, I can't give him anything but a 10. Now the penultimate aspect is classic matches. Kurt Angle has had so many classic matches over the years. I think his first star-studded 4.5 star plus match was on pay-per-view at least, was in 2001 against Shane McMahon at King of the Ring. Terrific match. He then went on to have great matches with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, the unmentionable Chris Benoit, even tagged with Benoit, had a near 5-star match against Edge and Rey Mysterio. Who can forget his WrestleMania matches, against Brock Lesnar and Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels, which to me is one of the top 10 matches in wrestling history. Their rematch was great as well, and then at Taboo Tuesday in 2005 he had a triple threat with Shawn and Cena, which again was spectacular. He continued to have a 5-star match again in his end of his run in WWE in 2006 when he had a 5-star match with The Undertaker at No Way Out 2006, which I definitely think you should check out. When he returned in 2017, he again was involved in 2 great matches. Of course, he can't have any classic singles matches anymore, but when he teamed with The Shield in 2017, and then at WrestleMania 34, he had his last 5-star match when he teamed with Ronda Rousey to defeat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Because of this, I think Kurt Angle has had one of the best runs in the ring out of any wrestler in history. I have to give him a 10 as well. Now we go on to the final aspect, which is credibility. Kurt Angle has won many accolades in his career. This includes winning the World Heavyweight Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, the WCW Championship, while in WWE, because that makes sense, the Tag Team Championships, the European Championships, the Hardcore Championship. He won King of the Ring in 2000 and nearly won it again in 2001. He main evented WrestleMania 19. He is a Grand Slam champion and he won the WWE Championship on 4 separate occasions. He was also inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. He was also, according to himself, the first ever Eurocontinental champion. Except for D'Lo Brown, but he doesn't count. So many accolades in his career, but he was never the main guy. He was never the top star. Now, I would only give 10s out of 10 in this aspect for people who were at least even for a couple of months, the top guy. And I never thought Kurt Angle was there. He was always up there, but he was never there. So for that, I'm going to give Kurt Angle a respectable 9 out of 10 in this aspect. So overall, totaling all of them up, Kurt Angle reaches an astronomical 94 out of 100. That is going to be tough to beat. Kurt Angle had one of the best careers in wrestling history. He entertained us through his promos and his wrestling ability, putting on some star-studded matches, putting on some of the best matches I've ever seen, especially his match with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. You know, his one at WrestleMania 21 against Shawn Michaels, one of my all-time favourite matches to this day. Everything about it worked, from the bit where he just puts up his singlet, tears down his singlet again, screams in Shawn's face, and Shawn just pushes him and hits the sweet chin music. Just excellent stuff. I think 94 out of 100 is going to be tough to beat, but in my next episode, it will be Superstar Ratings Becky Lynch. Will Becky get higher than Kurt Angle? No. Will it still be high? Probably. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.